Hey girl. So Jimmy Kimmel's catching heat for trashing Mark Wayne Mullin's work as a plumber. Now it's hard to compare Jimmy Kimmel to a plumber because one devoted their entire life to pushing shit and the other is a plumber. But seriously, Kimmel says Mark Wayne ain't qualified because he was a plumber at his last job. Yo, Kimmel, you wore blackface at your last job. How about you sit this one out, Karl Malone?
Trump's got a whole new generation of thinkers lined up, including his newly confirmed Secretary of Homeland Security. Mark Wayne Mullin was a low-level MMA fighter and a plumber. That's right, we have a plumber protecting us from...
How about you sit this one out, Karl Malone? And I know he's just saying whatever the Democrats tell him to so he doesn't get canceled for all the blackface. But as a comedian, this one's to me. Because comics aren't supposed to look down on anybody. Like, we're the clowns. We're the misfits. Guys, comics are basically jugglers if they didn't get molested as kids. Think about it. The greatest comedian who ever lived, Rodney Dangerfield. His catchphrase was, I don't get no respect. He didn't get up there and go, I know more about border security than this guy does. Because Rodney, like all great comedians, Richard Pryor, Dave Attell, Johnny Carson, Jerry Seinfeld, Rodney knew that people go to comedy for comedy. Unfortunately, going to Jimmy Kimmel for comedy is like going to OJ for marriage tips. The only difference is one guy's a woman, the other guy killed the entire late night industry. Seriously, Kimmel, do you know how bad you must be doing that my show is more popular than your show? Like, dude, you're not losing a special report over here. You're losing a special ed. I am Short Bus TV. So if anything, you'd think Kimmel would want a plumber around just to try to get his ratings out of the toilet.
Yes, I knew Jimmy would do this every single time. Apology, 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 apology. I don't know. You will put out comment when you start receiving backlash. Immediately you rush in, struggle to apologize. I don't get the point. Someone said it is not an apology unless he meant it. He screwed it up because he doesn't care about anyone's feeling but his own. The working people are beneath him. It would be funny if all plumbers refuse to accept a job at Jimmy's house is clean up your own. That is the truth. He did a whole segment, struggle to apologize. I don't know if you saw that video. Let me play it so you can see exactly what Jimmy is now doing. If you love what I'm doing here, please check if your notification is on and subscribe. Share out the video.
President and his pals in the MAGA media are not happy with me right now. Trump even called into Fox to complain about me tonight. His apple polishers are all in a tizzy because I made light of the fact that his new head of Homeland Security, Mark Wayne Mullin, before he was a senator, was a plumber.
It did not take long for Jimmy Kimmel to mock our new Homeland Security Secretary, Mark Wayne Mullin, because Mullin was a plumber before he ran for Congress.
I'm so sorry.
Hey everybody, Tim Burchett. I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but Jimmy Kimmel took a shot at Mark Wayne Mullin because he's a plumber. Well, the truth is he left school because his daddy got sick to run that business. And he took it upon himself to make fun of Mark Wayne for that. And to me, that shows the complete irony and the double standard of a lot of the Democrats and the leftists in this country. They claim to be the working man's friend, but yet they, at first opportunity, they make fun of one that's achieved some incredible success in this world. You know, Jimmy, you're the type of guy that's going to throw a rock over a fence and run home and hide behind your mama's skirt. And that's exactly what you're doing. You hide around, you say those things so you can run your little circle of influence. And you know, and you're a guy that got his start on a TV show that showed a bunch of young girls jumping up and down on trampolines of all things. Oh man, brother, you need to stay in your lane. Mark Wayne loves his family, he loves his country, and he loves the Lord. And those are three pretty dadgum good things in my account. So if I was you, I'd stay in my lane. Thank y'all for sending me here.
Yes, after receiving massive backlash on social media, Jimmy tried to clean up his comment about Mullin being a former plumber, but he tried to have it both ways. First, he doubled down, ignoring Mullin's management experience with his plumbing company. Trump polishers are all in today because I made light of the fact that his new head of Homeland Security, before he was a senator, was a plumber, and now he is the head of Homeland Security. You know, Jimmy never saw this coming. Like, seriously. If I tell you the backlash is receiving on social media, even Democrats did not like this. When you take a look at what Scott put out here, he shared the tweet. Why is a late night host having to apologize too often? And why does he always screw it up and make it worse?
I love how everybody in the audience is laughing along with Jimmy Kimmel, not realizing that he's making fun of them. Anybody who gets their hands dirty for a living, you're too stupid to know what's really going on. But it's always funny to me that Democrats still think that going to an Ivy League college or even having 50 years of experience in politics makes you any smarter or any better than anybody else. Let's remember, we currently have experts and people in office arguing over whether or not we should have tents in men's bathrooms. Sorry, but if it's a choice between an Ivy League graduate who thinks that men can get pregnant and a plumber / MMA fighter with real world experience who's still connected to everyday people, I'll take the plumber. Thanks, Jimmy.
Out of the
Mark Twain
Mark Twain Award, they have not.
What they've changed about the award when you received it is that the decision now is jointly made with the Kennedy Center board that Trump appointed.
Right, but
and
here's
so these
my
loyalists are now in a position to weigh in. And my understanding, at least this is what my producers are telling me in my ear, is that that is what is becoming the issue with the award, because before it used to sort of be
right, but it shouldn't be. Well, the Kennedy Center always had some say, but it is my honest.
What do you see as the future of the Republican Party? I know that you're a Republican. I know you come from a Republican family, a great family. What do you see as your place in the Republican Party, and what do you see the Republican Party going forward?
That's a great question. I grew up with a lot of conservative values, many that I still hold close to my heart.
Give us one.
Conservative values?
Yeah, give me one.
Well, I think it depends on what you view the government's role is. And I think our country's only as healthy as a healthy two-party system. I want the Democratic Party to figure out how to beat Trump again. I want the Republican Party to figure out.
I agree with that. I'm not a conservative, and I agree with that.
No,
Yes, I believe you've seen Jimmy's apology. I don't want to play the video up because sometimes they like to copyright some of their clips. It gets crazy every single time with these people. Now, going into this video, you just saw Whoopi Goldberg. Sonny Hostin suggesting that the Mark Twain Award is tainted because the Kennedy Center board of Trump loyalists might have had a hand in choosing the winner. Okay, this is something that is still developing. I think I'm going to do a whole segment on this, where this calculating the view is now melting down that Bill Maher is being selected. I saw this video. I was like, oh, even B is now a target to these people, because why would they be melting down like this? B is a Democrat, right? I should not be seeing this. I saw this. I was like, another one is coming up. And it gets crazy every single time. I don't want to make this video long. I think I'm going to end here. I want to appreciate people supporting, sharing out the videos. God bless you abundantly. As of the short clips at the end, that is for the white algorithm. You can always skip.
The Oscars So White campaign, someone must wear a ribbon that says, "We won."
Out on the buffet, they're just hard.
What is this, my 600-pound?
Yeah, and you're right. Every day is something new.
That Trump laid in the State of the Union address.
To get here.
Trump! Go Trump! Hey, Murphy, you're a scumbag. Thanks, man.
Our chamber is chanting USA. Philip.
He utilized almost like these game show type moments where you're seeing awards being presented.
They're just so... and did not shake her hand there.
Here's the video. He shook everyone's hand. Everyone. Here's the Chief Justice. All of them got their hands shaken. To the point where they had to come back on the air and say this in stop 33.
But we should point out as he walks in, he's pretty close to the justices again as he comes.
Other than illegal on either of those two, I think they took his bait.
Can take away from the joyous moment as all Americans. And why are they putting a medal?
Oh, he's already under scrutiny for 1,000 reasons. Carol Patel posted this on X.
job.
I get suspicious when any
person's home, it's very easy to.
This is for the people in the United States who are terrorized and scared today.
The country's in such emotional turmoil.
And Republicans on both sides, you're
so amazing. And wasn't it so great?
When it can be hard to hope.
Hey, girl.
No longer about right versus left. It's about right versus